Dear students, this is BSR. In the last video, we discussed the election procedure. In this video, we will take some important aspects. So, one is VVPAT. Just look at that VVPAT, Voter Verified Paper Audit Trail. See, once look at that VVPAT, Voter Verified Paper Audit Trail. It was introduced in 2013. So actually, it is an important aspect in the election process. Voters actually, when they are casting their vote, they cannot get any proof that to whom that they cast their vote. So through VVPAT, a feedback to whom that we cast our vote can be taken. A new machine will be added to the EVM. So basing on that, we will come to know that to whom that we cast our vote. This was a very important and revolutionary tendency in the election process. So that is very important. Here we need to write about VVPAT. A question will be asked, and there we need to write expansion of the VVPAT, and in which year it was introduced. That's also we need to write, and voters whatever doubt that is there, they can clarify their doubts through the Xerox paper. They will use Xerox paper, in which we can easily identify that to the voter to whom the voter cast their vote. This is about VVPAT. Again, the second one, just look at that Nota. Recently, it was an important, another important aspect that is introduced in the election process in India. Nota, none of the above. That's none of the above. In 2013, there was a case in Supreme Court filed by Subramanya Swamy, MP of BJP, and in this judgment, Supreme Court gave a judgment saying that voter a voter can oppose the above contesting candidates. This point is to be taken. Once look at that. Voter can oppose the candidates who are contesting in the election. So you mean that in the ballot paper, who the people contesting the election from various parties can be opposed by the voter. This was the judgment. Voter should have a freedom of expression. You mean that it can go against the contesting candidates, so that the voter should have a kind of choice other than the candidates who are contesting. And you mean that it's not compulsory to cast their vote to any one of them. So that's why this person can go to his option, that is Nota, none of the above, can reject all the candidates who are contesting the elections. I think it was introduced in 2013. Even in the same year, there was a judgment from the Supreme Court saying that voters should know about the candidates and their details, particularly their salaries, their property, their all the details, their cases and punishment and everything, who are contesting the election. That freedom that should be given to the voter. You mean that voter should know the details of the candidate of various parties who are contesting in the elections. So that was introduced in 2013. 2013 assembly elections, which were held in many states. So from that onwards, this Nota has been introduced. Still, it is a major, even though it's an important aspect in the election process. Actually, it doesn't affect the winning or losing the candidate. Candidate who secured more number of seats can be the representative of the constituency. So even the Nota getting more number of seats, more number of votes, it doesn't affect the winners or losers. You mean that those secured more than Nota, those secured less than Nota also will be appointed as representative. So there is no impact in this election process, but the voters and their opinion regarding various candidates can be known through the Nota. This is very important aspect. Coming to the general election, just once look at the general elections. If the elections are held once in 5 years, this process is called as general elections. Elections which are held once in 5 years. Since 1952, we have been conducting general elections. Up to 2019, 16 times we have conducted general elections. 17th time also we have conducted. Then coming to the midterm elections. If elections are held before the 5 years of age, అంటే ఇప్పుడు 5 సంవత్సరాలు ఇప్పుడు ఎలక్షన్ జరిగినాయి 5 సంవత్సరాల లోపే మళ్ళీ ఎన్నికలు జరిగితే దాన్ని మిడ్ టర్మ్ ఎలక్షన్ అంటాం. If the elections are held before the completion of 5 years of span to the assembly or Lok Sabha, such elections are called mid-term elections. Mid-term elections ఎప్పుడు కండక్ట్ చేయబడతాయంటే whenever a party not able to get complete majority to form the government, at the time this elections will be held. This is a mid-term election. Now third one, see, look at that by-election. If any constituency, if there is a vacant seat, if elections are held for that vacant seat, such elections are called as by-elections. To fill the vacancies, if elections are held, such elections are called as by-elections. Actually, vacancies generally taking place because of the resigning of a person or death of a person or whatever that. Recently, Dubbaka constituency elections that they are going to conduct, because Dubbaka MLA died due to some problems, health problems, right? So that's why such elections are called as by-elections. General elections which are held once in 5 years, and midterm elections which are held before the completion of 5 years of election process, and by-election to fill the vacancies. If elections are held, such elections are called as by-elections. So, and coming to the next important area, postal ballot. See, look at that postal ballot. Postal ballot, it's meant for the officials or employees who are getting the duty of conducting polling. Because before the day of polling, they'll visit the polling. They'll go to the polling station. There they will conduct elections, so that they cannot cast their vote in their locations, in their places. That's why before elections, they'll send their vote through post to the official. Then officials can send their vote to their respective places. అంటే ఎన్నికల ముందు వాళ్ళు డ్యూటీలో ఉంటారు కాబట్టి ఓటు వేయలేరు. సో ఆ ఓటును ముందే వేసి పోస్ట్ ద్వారా ఒక అఫీషియల్ అధికారికి పంపిస్తారు. అధికారి ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఆ క్యాండిడేట్ ఏ ఏరియాకి చెందినవాడో ఆ ఏరియాకి ఈ పోస్ట్ ద్వారా వాళ్ళ ఓట్లు పంపిస్తారు. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ మెంట్ ఫర్ పోలింగ్ స్టాఫ్. Those who got duty, they cannot cast their vote during on the day of election. That's why before that election they will cast their vote, so that they will send their vote through post, and the election authority can send their vote to their respective places. వాళ్ళు కూడా ఓట్ వేసినట్టు అవుతుంది. Another important, EVM, electronic voting machines. This is a very very important event in the world, and most of the countries introduced electronic voting machines in the place of ballot papers. Earlier ballot papers are there, so people used to choose the candidate by recognizing the symbol. On symbol they used to press the swastik mark with ink. So they must fold it and throw in a ballot box. But without this process, and EVMs are introduced, electronic voting machines. Simply the voter can go and press the button to whom that he is going to cast his vote. So that it will be always an easy process. But unfortunately, in this area regarding EVMs, there are many criticisms. Winning parties always losing parties always criticizing EVMs. Whenever the party losing its majority, definitely they are criticizing EVMs. But whenever the parties which secured more seats, not opposing EVMs process. But recently some countries removed EVMs, and again they introduced ballot boxes, ballot papers. And now we will take on the last one, recommendations of TN Session. TN Session worked as the Chief Election Commission of India. So this man was really a great man who introduced many reforms in the election process in India. He has his own idea regarding the elections and introduced certain reforms. Of course, we have been implementing this certain reforms which are introduced by TN session. So first one you take 14 days for campaigning. We know that campaigning we discussed earlier. ఎన్నికలు వాతావరణం ఎన్నికలు అనౌన్స్ చేసినాక క్యాండిడేట్స్ ఇల్లు తిరిగి ఊరు తిరిగి మీటింగ్లు పెట్టి నాకు ఓటేయండి అని చెప్పే ప్రాసెస్ని క్యాంపెయినింగ్ అంటాం. అది 14 days వరకే ఉండాలి. రెండోది షుడ్ నాట్ కాంటెస్ట్ మోర్ దాన్ 2 కాన్స్టిట్యూన్స్. అంటే ఒక పర్సన్ ఒక క్యాండిడేట్ 2 కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్ కంటే ఎక్కువ నిలబడకూడదు. చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. 2 కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్ కంటే ఎక్కువ నిలబడకూడదు. అంటే ఇది చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా వినాలి. ఒకళ్ళే 2-3 చోట్ల నుంచి ఎన్నిక అవుతూ ఉంటారు. మళ్ళీ రీఎలక్షన్ పెట్టాలి, ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది. అక్కడ ఓడిపోయినా ఎలక్షన్లో ప్రాబ్లం అంటే చాలా ఇష్యూస్ వస్తాయి. అందుకని ఒక క్యాండిడేట్ ఒక్క చోట నుంచే ఎన్నికైతే మంచిది, అంటే కాంటెస్ట్ అయితే మంచిది అనేది ఒక ఆస్పెక్ట్. ఎవరైతే పీపుల్ హు ఆర్ పనిష్డ్ ఫర్ 2 years షుడ్ బి బార్డ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ఎలక్షన్. పనిష్డ్ క్యాండిడేట్ షుడ్ బి బార్డ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ఎలక్షన్. అంటే 2 సంవత్సరాల కంటే మిన్న పనిష్మెంట్ వచ్చిన వాళ్ళని ఎన్నికల్లో అలా చేయకూడదు. ఇదొకటి. లిక్కర్ షెల్ బి బ్యాన్ ఫర్ 48 hours ఆఫ్టర్ ది ఎలక్షన్. లిక్కర్ షెల్ బి బ్యాన్ ఫర్ 48 hours ఆఫ్టర్ ది ఎలక్షన్. అంటే ఎలక్షన్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత కూడా 48 hours దాకా లిక్కర్ అనేది బ్యాన్ చేయాలి. లిక్కర్ అంటే మనకు ఐడియా ఉంది కదా. సో దానివల్ల ఏమిటంటే పీపుల్ విల్ టేక్ లిక్కర్ అండ్ విల్ క్రియేట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. సో దట్ దీస్ ఆర్ ది ఏరియాస్ we discussed. Thank you. Tomorrow we will discuss another important topic.